Hey guys, Fusebox back in the saddle. I'm so happy to be online. I've made some upgrades. Hopefully things are going to start going much better from here on out. So anyways, this ninja hunt, it's not much of a hunt. Free legendary, definitely make sure that you log in at least 7 times before October 15th and you're going to get an amazing boss killer. We don't have to go over his kit. You've seen it 100 times. He's going to be amazing on most Doom Tower bosses. I probably would avoid the Magma Dragon. HP burns getting instantly used will just make him heal. Everywhere else, solid. Probably going to be amazing on Clan Boss. I can't wait to see what some people come up with. But all you got to do is collect. And in 7 days, you get him. You may want to hold on to collecting him if you really need to get a legendary during one of those summoning tournaments for the next fragment event. Something you might want to consider. But he's going to be exciting. You're going to be excited. I'm sure you're going to want to collect him and get him. So let's get all these things off the screen and get back to the game. It's time for me to get back into Raid Shadow Legends. So, we do have a 10x going on. Really, some pretty amazing heroes in it. So you know how that goes. I completely missed this fragment event. So I'm just saving up, getting ready for the next one. But what was I working on before my entire internet crisis? I was trying to build up my Skinwalkers team. And the one I wanted to go over, well, let's start out by talking about why I built him out. In the Skinwalkers, if you're trying to get through their faction wars or the secret room, which we actually can show now, there's only a few options for a good support champion. There's really no real support champions down here. I have no legendaries. So you're looking at, hopefully you have Steel Skull, pretty solid support champion, no doubt about it. If you've got Hofories, however you say that, the Hippo, I did not get the second Hippo during that event, so I don't have him. Absolutely an amazing support champ, especially for the Skinwalker faction. But other than that, there is FleshTearer. That is who I had. I do have Steel Skull now, but FleshTearer was already on his way up. He's actually good enough to pair up with another support champion. So let's get into FleshTearer, what he can do for you, what he's already done for me. Going over him is not too difficult, but he's a really unique champ. Definitely can take him out of the Skinwalkers to do some fun things, depending on where you are in the game. The further along you are, and I guess that's not even the truth, the more heroes you have, the less likely you'll get more use out of him other than the Skinwalkers, just to be fair. But he is really neat. Alright, skills. A1 has a 50% chance to transfer a debuff to an enemy. That's solid. I had a lot of fun playing around on the Nether Spider. We'll get into that a little bit. He can throw the poison sensitivity onto the Nether Spider if you bring a poisoner along. It can come in handy pretty much anywhere you bring him. For an A1, not bad. Now this, it's a 30% heal AoE, and it's based on everybody's max HP individually. But the 30% is bigger than most of the other people who heal off of other characters' max HP. This is a huge heal. Every book books this up by 5%. Now, I would say it's on a 4-turn cooldown. If I could do one thing to this guy, I would take one of these out and turn this into a 3-turn cooldown, and he would absolutely get more play from a lot of people out there. But that's not the way it is. So we're going to go over how good this AoE heal is by comparing him directly to others. And then he attacks all enemies. This is a pretty cool move. Decreases the duration of any buffs they have. Increases the duration of all debuffs that they have. Absolutely usable on Clan Boss. If you don't have, you could pair him up with Bulwark and get a lot of increasing debuffs, keeping that decreased defense, decreased attack, poisons up longer. It's definitely a cool way to go if you're not really far into Clan Boss. With that clutch heal, if you can get him going 4 times for every 3 turns of the Clan Boss, he would be a really clutch Clan Boss hero. So don't count him out on bosses, including the Clan Boss. This aura doesn't do much. It's an attack percentage in faction crypts, if that's what you need. Probably not what you're going to build him out for. So he can control buffs by removing buffs. He can remove 1 layer of buffs by 1 turn. He can increase debuffs by 1 turn on an AoE scale with an AoE heal that does matter. And then he can just transfer debuffs to enemies. That's basically what he's made to do. So let's get into the masteries. The support tree is definitely a great way to go. Now, the reason I went down the offense tree into War Master is because I'm really honestly just building him for the Skinwalker faction. So I'm going to want to have to kill that boss, right? I'm going to need some kind of damage out of him. By the way, this guy really does not do good damage at all. So I wouldn't worry about building him out for damage. We'll get into that in just a minute. So on my way down into War Master, the only thing that is really worth noting, Life Drinker, just to help keep him alive in case he gets low on health. The defense tree is absolutely viable. If you don't think you need those War Master procs on the boss, you could get a lot of damage mitigation or sharing damage. Even get his A1 going off more often, transferring more debuffs to the enemy. So definitely worth looking into if you don't think you need War Master. The rest of this is pointless. Support tree though, if you've already got your accuracy, he does need accuracy. If you're able to get it, the extra HP means he'll heal himself for more. So I took that, and that got me into Lay on Hands, which increases those heals even more. And then Healing Savior, if anybody's really low, the heal is even bigger. And then Merciful Aid, if they have any of these nasty debuffs, the heal is actually huge. Cycle of Magic, because he does not have a cooldown for that heal. Cycle of Magic is just a chance that I get that skill back around, or the one that increases debuffs. Both are great. I went Exalting Death. It heals him for the first enemy killed each round. No real big deal there. I did take a little bit of accuracy for each enemy alive. Not a real big deal there. You easily, if you need accuracy, would take all three of these. And then these two are kind of pointless, to be honest. Master Hexer, I do not think works. I was hoping it would, when I transferred a debuff, give me an extra turn. I do not think that works. So completely pointless. Sniper does make his 50% chance to transfer a 55. It's not too bad. So I did take that. But basically I had not many options down here. So not so important on these bottom two. That's the way I'm using him right now. Again, the defense tree could definitely work out for you. So on his build, he's a support champ. He does not do damage worth noting at all. I wouldn't mind getting his crit rate up around 75% or even higher, just so that I am critting and kind of doubling my damage. But in the end, I went for fast and tanky. So HP chest, look for speed rolls, speed boots with some more HP. Defense gloves to kind of keep my defense balanced with my HP. But HP gloves or crit rate gloves would make enough sense worth using. Speed rolls everywhere. I'm looking for speed. Basically HP anywhere else I could get it, and I was able to do an HP banner because I got my accuracy through his gear. So if you're lucky enough to do that, I did use an accuracy set, perception set. So it might be actually under the masteries. I could see Lore of Steel in my case actually being pretty usable, but I did want these two. So anyways, that's it. Fast and tanky. Total stats on this guy, on my guy, he's not rolled up all the way yet, so he's got a pretty good amount of health. That'll be a lot higher. So will the defense when I roll everything up all the way. Just keeping him alive, making sure that his speed needs to be at the top of the pack when it comes to your Skinwalkers, if that's really where you're going to be using him. And that's enough to keep him at the top of the pack for my guys. And that magic 220. Everything else just really doesn't matter. The attack, the crit, all that doesn't matter much. So let's... I have not looked today. Do we have the Skinwalkers up? We actually do. I'll explore that in a minute because I'm not even sure where I am yet. But I know the other day I went to Doom Tower. I'm weeks behind, guys. I'm sorry I was offline forever. So I'm not very far yet. But I have never come close to beating the Skinwalker secret room. Well, it's easy for me to auto through it now. We've kind of been going through these heroes as I've been building them. He is my only support champion. I have no revives, but that heal is clutch. We'll just let this auto through. My white bear will die. He's not geared out very well. He's the next one I'm building up to pair up with his partner. But we'll slow this down for a second. That first move would have increased those debuffs. I should have kind of A1'd on his first move. But here he's gonna go into, well, a regular hit. He has no debuffs to transfer, so not much there. Let's speed this up and get to the point where we need to heal. Manualing this, I would save these moves for when I really needed them. But we got Fleshmonger breaking defense. No debuffs to transfer there. But by the end of this, you'll get to see some of the cool things he could do. We could increase that defense down on those two heroes and get rid of those buffs if he ever decides to use. I do not have the final book on his A3, so it's like a 5-turn cooldown right now. So the next turn he goes, let's take this off auto, just real quick. Should be able to show it right here. So we increase the, no, it's not ready yet. Let's check out that heal. We're low on health. Look at the size of this heal. 23,000 to, I even got 10,000 on my level 50 bear who does not have good gear. That's a big heal for an AoE heal. We're going to just auto back through this. Especially if you don't have that hippo for those revives. Really important that you can heal back up as you're taking damage. I will not be surprised if I lose my white bear at some point. he's kind of weak. His gear is pretty pathetic right now. He's the next one that's going to help me push through Skinwalker Faction Wars. But he makes the team sturdy. He increases the debuffs, takes down. If you're up against a man-eater and he throws up 2 rounds of unkillable and block buffs, you can completely clear 1 full round of the whole team's buffs. It can be absolutely clutch. If somebody puts up a no damage buff for 1 turn, you can just eat it off of them. You'd want a manual if you were really doing this. Here you'll get to see him transfer a debuff when he attacks on his A1. Let's see. He should be after this. So, well, he killed him. But all his little moves just add up to help you kind of stay safe. We really need that heal right about now. We're not going to get it in time. We're going to lose my white bear. Nope, we made it. All right. So I gotta say, I hated the Skinwalkers. Mainly because I didn't have the really flashy heroes. But because I'm having to get through all this with heroes that you wouldn't pick if you were just choosing the Skinwalkers that you wanted, it's making it kind of fun. I'm using these out-of-the-box heroes. They're interesting. They're fun. So I'm kind of enjoying it. Just he's a really cool champ. I did play around. I don't want to sit through this whole thing, but I did play around on the Nether Spider. If you auto-run, you want to take off his A3. Set it up to where he does not use it because you'll cause the counterattacks to heal the spider. But if you manual, you can use that when they get down to 1 counterattack each to actually remove that counterattack, and then you can go nuts. You can AoE all you want. So if you bring Syl the Drakes and you're manualing, she can finally just wipe out spiders for you, just letting you go crazy without worrying about the spider healing or those nasty counterattacks. And pairing him up with somebody that poisons is a cool way of speeding up the process. I put him with Frozen Banshee, and he would transfer. Every time he did his A1, he would transfer over a poison onto the boss. Kind of sped it up and made it fun. So you can have a lot of fun with him. Real quick, let me set up a cheesy clan boss team just to show how well he can increase debuffs. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've already done my Ultra Nightmare, and I'm done with Nightmare. So let's do a brutal team. I'll set something up like really kind of early to mid game. A decent team that's not speed tuned, and we'll see what he brings to the table. Okay, I don't know how this is actually gonna go. I'm hoping to kind of speed my team up with Apothecary, have a few clutch heals from him, the AoE heals coming in from FleshTearer. I had to bring Grush because most of these guys are not in lifesteal gear. And I will say right now, my Frozen Banshee is an unkillable Frozen Banshee, making her very squishy. But completely untuned. We're just kind of going fast through this. Let's just not auto it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. The way you use him, we can go ahead and start out with our poison sensitivity. We'll speed our team up. Try to start lapping the boss a bit. Attack down, defense down. We're going to kind of want both. Let's try to get defense down. And I don't think I want to increase any of the debuffs yet. Maybe 1 more turn, so we'll just kind of attack here. And we need to get Leech up. There we go. That's our only way of healing, really. And so now, we're going to start throwing down poisons. We don't have to worry about healing very often. Attack down, hopefully. And now we can increase all those debuffs. Now, the faster we go, the more we're going to keep those increased. It is on a 5-turn cooldown without the book. The book puts it on a 4, which I think we're going to hit auto from here. I really think we would do well. This is just brutal, by the way, with just kind of a thrown together team, no speed tune. We're just kind of going through it as fast as we can. But we're going to keep a pretty healthy bar of debuffs and poisons. Like I say, it takes him 5 turns to get back around to it, but he could do much better if I just had those last few books. I booked out his A1, his A2, and not his A3 yet. You know how it goes. I'm saving books so I can help my team, my clan out when it comes to clan versus clan. I completely missed the last one, so I didn't help them one bit. All right, so I'm going to speed this up. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there were some pretty cool clutch moments. I know this is just brutal and just a thrown together team, but there were some pretty clutch moments there where he actually, that big AoE heal brought us back when we weren't getting leech up. Definitely kept poisons up longer. Frozen Banshee has like 0 defense on her, so she went down pretty quick. But that's what he does for a clan boss team. Obviously, if you tune it up, speed him up, and book him out all the way, he could really bring... He's probably more consistent at that than even Bulwark, but the pair would work together very well. Anyways, just want to show how he can be very useful. I don't know where you're at in the game. I'm not even sure what it takes. What is brutal for the final chest? 21. You could easily get an auto team that does 21 million by doing that. So it's just a waste of a key for me, but definitely a cool champ. FleshTearer really is... He's one of those unique, fun characters. Not overpowered. I think that a few small buffs, like a cooldown on his big heal, would make a big difference for him. But before we end this video, I'm not trying to make him out to be an amazing hero, but a very fun, unique, and usable hero. Better gear, roll it up. You know how it is, silver. Always out of silver. But I missed so much content. There was a 2-for-1 deal on Ancient Shards just the other day. There's a 10x going on. I got a shard. Let's just see if I get lucky because I have not got to play it so long. I need something better than that to happen. Something better than that. Spider's a cool hero, but nothing new for me. All right, so, and don't forget, go to your promo codes. If you haven't done it, type in Ninja and get those freebies. I've been gone for a while. Hopefully you've already done all that. Make sure to be logging in, collecting. You will get your legendary. He's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to build him out quick because I think he's going to be amazing on Doom Tower bosses for sure. I'm going to keep it short. I've got a lot of videos I need to make. I might have to make a few tonight because I've been gone forever. But thanks for sticking with me. Thank you for your subs. It means the world to me. It means a lot. And that's it, guys. I want to go over FleshTearer. I'm going to push my faction wars, see how far I get. Until next time, enjoy the grind.